How do you show our people that they're the Israelites according to the Bible? How do you do it?
I can only show them what God showed me, okay?
Deuteronomy 28:45. Listen up, sis. The brother was on point, and this is not a shot to you, but our sisters, our women, y'all gotta stop it. The teaching and the prophesying and showing our people, that's not y'all job. Y'all job is to fall in line behind the men of God who the Lord ordained to teach this gospel. All right, point blank period. Read what you got.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed.
So God said the curses will pursue us and overtake us until we be destroyed, right? Read on.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee.
So for not keeping God's commandments, the curses pursued us and overtook us, right? Read on.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
So God said those curses will be upon us for a sign. What is a sign, sis? What is it?
It's almost like this sign right there. I'm showing you something.
Right. It's an identification marker.
Right.
You understand? God said that we would discontinue from our heritage. In order to bring our people back to remembrance of who they are, we have to show them, we have to bring out the curses. The curses reveal who the Israelites are according to prophecy.
Right.
God said in the curses that the Israelites were going to slavery on slave ships. That's how we know that we the Israelites according to the Bible. God said that their enemies will put yokes of iron upon their neck. That's a curse. That happened 1,600 years after Christ. That's how we know that we're the Israelites. We went through the curses, sister. That's how we know who we are.
And broke the curse.
Revelation 22.
Bring it out.
He broke the curse in a sense that when he returns, we will be restored as a nation of people.
That's right.
Under the law of Moses, under the old covenant, it was no redemption by man. Christ broke that. You understand? But it's going to be fulfilled when he returns. Not now. That's why we still in these conditions.
Right.
Read what you got. Watch this.
Now verse 3. The book of Revelation chapter 22 verse 3. And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of God and of the Lamb shall be in it.
So, do we see the throne of God and the throne of the Lamb where we dwell right now? No.
Right.
When we see the throne of God and the throne of the Lamb, that's when it's no more curse.
Right. That's right.
That's when it's no more curse, sis. Get Matthew 17 verse 25.
Get out.
I'm finna show you we still in captivity to this day. Until the day that you see that sky crack and the black Messiah come to save us, we still under these curses. Remember, Christ prophesied that Jerusalem would be besieged, right? Listen. He prophesied that Jerusalem would be besieged by the Roman armies, correct? Did that happen after his death?
You talking about Christ?
Did the siege that Christ prophesied that happened to Jerusalem, did that happen after his death?
It's happening right
You're not answering my question. The siege that he prophesied in Luke the 21st chapter,
now. You know what?
did that happen after his death?
When you come by, you got something on.
Read what you got.
The book of Matthew chapter 17 verse 25. He saith yes. And when he was coming to the house, Jesus prevented him saying, What thinkest thou, Simon? Of whom do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute? Of their own children or of strangers?
So Christ asked Peter, who do the kings of the earth take tribute from or taxes? From their own people or from strangers, meaning other nations? Read on.
Peter saith unto him, Of strangers.
Of strangers, right? So when the king is in rulership, they collect taxes or tribute from strangers, meaning the other nations.
Right.
Is that not the position that we in today? Correct, right? We pay taxes to our enemy.
That's right.
Read on.
Then Jesus saith unto him, Then are the children free.
Read that again.
Then Jesus said to him, Then are the children free.
So until you're in a position where you collecting tribute from strangers, you are not free, sisters. That's what Christ said. You're not free if you're still in a subservient position where you have to pay tribute to another nation. When another nation is reigning over you and not your king Christ. Until he established this throne on earth, we still in captivity. We still under the curses. You understand? That's thus saith the Lord. Get Luke chapter 21.
Bring it out.
Luke 21 verse 20.
Bring it out.
Christ prophesied curses to come to pass after his departure, showing that he did not do away with the curses. They would still continue to fall upon our people until he returned. All right, read what you got.
Book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
So Christ said, when you see Jerusalem compassed about with armies, know that the desolation thereof, meaning destruction thereof, is near. Read.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
So let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains. This is historical. Over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, taking heed to the warning that Christ gave 2,000 years ago. It's documented. Read on.
And let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance.
These be the what?
The days of vengeance. That all things which are written may be fulfilled.
That all things which are what?
Written may be fulfilled.
What was he making reference to? He said that these be what I'm talking about was going to happen after me. These are the days of vengeance which is written to be fulfilled. What was he making reference to, sis? What was he talking about? What was the days of vengeance that was written that was going to be fulfilled after he died, resurrected, and ascended into heaven?
Bring it up.
What was he talking about?
The days of vengeance is the days when, after the day of the Lord.
No.
Yes, it is.
No. Keep reading.
No. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days.
The days of vengeance, woe unto them that give suck. Woe unto them that got newborn babies. Because in a time of great famine and distress in the land, babies got eaten. You understand? When the land was besieged, and we're going to read that, what he's talking about. We're going to read it. But read on.
For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations.
What's going to happen in the days of vengeance?
Be led away captive into all nations.
That's the days of vengeance he was talking about.
Yes.
The Israelites will be led captive into all nations.
Right.
Read on.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
Jerusalem gonna be trodden down and occupied by the other nations. That's what you see going on today. Who in our land, sister? Is it us? Is it our people? No. It's heathens. It's Gentiles. That's how you know we still under the curses. Read on.
Until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
To the last rulership that Daniel prophesied is over.
Yes.
You understand? So we still under the curses till Christ return and destroy the lands of the Gentiles. Point blank, period. Now give me that in Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to show you exactly the days of vengeance that he was making reference to. And guess what? It's recorded in the curses of Deuteronomy 28. Start at verse 49.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flyeth.
So he said, when you see Jerusalem compassed about with armies, know the desolation thereof is nigh. He said that you're going to see a nation come from far as swift as what?
As swift as the eagle flyeth.
So, bro, but come back. So look, hold it up. As swift as the eagle flyeth. Rome fulfilled what Christ was talking about in 70 AD.
That's right.
What was Rome's symbol? The eagle.
Right.
The eagle. That had to be fulfilled.
Right.
Christ said a nation gonna come swift as the eagle flyeth. Read on.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Why? Because they speak Latin, not Hebrew. Read on.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shall favor to the young. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle, and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind.
So he would take all of your resources that you use for consumption, meaning food, right? He would take your cattle, your corn, your oil, your wine. You would go into starvation. That's what happens when a siege takes place. There is no, you cannot go in and out and to and fro in order to trade and receive food. They will cut off your food source. Read on.
Or flocks of thy sheep until he have destroyed thee. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates.
He shall what?
Besiege thee in all thy gates.
This is the days of vengeance that was to be fulfilled.
That's right.
What club was that at?
That was admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
With the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
He said that nation that came as the eagle, they will besiege you.
Right.
Read on.
Until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy God hath given thee. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body.
You shall do what?
Eat the fruit of thine own body.
He said you're going to eat the fruit of your own body. Do you know what that means, sister?
I am blessed. And I
Do you know what that means? You shall eat the fruit of your own body.
You know what?
What does that
I
mean?
traveled over to Arizona. I traveled to a place
Read on.
very
The
spiritual.
flesh of thy sons.
The what?
The flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters.
That's why he said, woe unto them that give suck in those days. Woe unto them that give birth to children in those days. Because when they besiege your land, y'all gonna go into starvation and y'all gonna eat your own children.
Yes,
That took place after Christ.
That's right.
That took place after Christ to the Israelites.
Right.
Read on.
Which the Lord thy God hath given thee in the siege.
And the what?
In the siege and in the straitness wherewith thy enemy.
That was 70 AD since you do the math. Christ died 33 AD.
Right.
Do the math, sister. The curses are still in full effect.
Right.
Point blank, period. When you see the throne of God and the throne of the Lamb, that's when it's going to be no more curse. Thus saith the Lord. Thus saith the Lord. Point blank, period.
You know what? It's about the kingdom. Even before Christ, when Esther, when Zephaniah and the others, not Zephaniah, the kings of Israel and of Judah, the ones that did not obey God and was into witchcraft or serving other devils, God told them that he was going to allow them to go into Babylon. He took the kingdom then. And Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego,
Right.
Esther, Mordecai, they had to.
They was in captivity just like
They were
us
in
today.
captivity.
Right. Just like we are today, sister. It's the same thing.
But God did, as long as they was praying and fasting, keeping the commandments of God, they weren't cursed in the land of their captivity. They was
Think about what you just said.
They were
Think about what you just said. They were not cursed in the land of their captivity, sis. They was in the land of their captivity. That's a curse within itself. Being in the land of your captivity is a curse within itself, sister. Now watch this, Matthew 11 and 28. So I'm going to give you some understanding. When you come into the knowledge of the truth, meaning you start to follow Christ in the land of your captivity, the Lord will lighten the yoke, right? Meaning the curses that we suffer as a nation of people, that will become lighter upon you because you're starting to keep his commandments and faith in his son. But guess what? You still got to pay taxes.
Right.
You're still in subjection to the enemy.
Right.
You understand? You still in fear for your life when the police get behind you. You still suffering discrimination.
Right.
You understand? We still curse, but the yoke is lightened when you start to follow Christ. Read what you got.
The book of Matthew chapter 11 verse 28.
Bring it out.
Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden.
So Christ said, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden. What is that talking about? Ye that are in servitude, my people that are serving in captivity, come unto me. Read on.
And I will give you rest.
I will do what?
Give you rest.
God will give us a level of ease in our captivity if we come unto him. Read on.
Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy.
What?
For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light.
And my burden is light. You understand? So when we follow Christ, the yoke gets lightened, but we're still under curses. That's the faith. Get Revelation 13 verse 10. It wouldn't be any type of faith if we was not in captivity, sis.
No.
If we was not under the curses. What would be the faith? What would be the faith? You understand? I'm finna show you something. Read what you got.
The book of Revelation chapter 13 verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
So the Bible says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Guess what? We was led into captivity. That means the nation that led us into captivity has a pending judgment.
Right.
Thus saith the Lord. God said that they're going to go into captivity. Has that happened yet? No, ma'am. They are still ruling today. What white man you see in captivity right now? What white man do you see in captivity? What Jewish man do you see in captivity right now? Read on.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Did not the people slaughter millions of you said you was from the tribe of Gad.
Right.
You said you was a so-called native.
Right.
Did not they slaughter millions of your people with the sword, sis? God said he that what?
Killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Had that taken place, sister? Had they been killed with the sword that they slaughtered your people with? No! That has not happened yet. But God said it will. Read on.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Sis, be quiet and listen. Read that again.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Sister, you're not in the faith if you don't understand that.
Right, yeah.
That is the patience and the faith of the saints. We are waiting on our Messiah to redeem us from captivity.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.